Sudan is again in a state of crisis. A war that had never ended is marking a new turning point.
On Thursday, the army bombarded parts of the capital to force the paramilitary out. And just like before, civilians are paying the price. Here's a report. Take a look.
Ravished by decades of conflict, Sudan that sits in northern Africa is once again caught in brutal gunfire and politics. The Sudanese army has launched a major offensive in capital city of Khartoum. The aim is to regain territories from the Rapid Support Forces. Witnesses reported heavy bombardments and clashes across the Nile River.
The Rapid Support Forces have continued to act as outlaws, and their war of aggression has continued against my country, including the property of our people. This was a regional war imposed upon my country. It is not a civil war.
Sudan has a complicated power structure. For the longest time, the Sudanese army worked hand in hand with the RSF. They fought rebellions inside the country and wars outside. In a 2020 coup jointly executed by the military and the RSF, the army chief, Lieutenant General Abdel Fattah al-Burhan, made himself the de facto leader. 4 months later, a joint military-civilian council was agreed upon. It was meant to govern Sudan for the next 3 years till elections were held. That is when things started to unravel. The army demanded the RSF be integrated into the regular army forces. That exposed a slew of differences. There is a power struggle between Army Chief Lieutenant General Abdel Fattah al-Burhan and RSF General Mohammed Hamdan Dagalo. Both claim to be commander-in-chief. Fighting broke out in the capital last year between the two forces and hasn't ended ever since.
Both parties are responsible. Both parties must eliminate barriers to humanitarian access along all routes.
The bloody civil war has caused a dire humanitarian crisis. Over 20,000 people have lost their lives since last year. Sudan is the world's largest hunger crisis, with over half of the country's population facing acute hunger. Famine has been confirmed in North Darfur. At least 10 million people have been displaced from their homes and 2 million have fled to the neighboring nations.
We all agreed last year too, exactly in this place at this same event. However, violence has not stopped. I can frankly hardly think of any other conflict where our by now chronic inability to bring about peace is so much in evidence.
What this new offensive will bring for the people remains to be seen. But despite this series of conflicts, Sudanese people hold on to resilience. They keep rebuilding their lives and nation only for a new crisis to tear everything down. Bureau Report, WION, World is One.